According to Colorado Public Radio, 1 in 4 homeless are youths, and it's the fastest growing population in the nation. So today, I'm going to be talking to you about homelessness, primarily homeless youth in Denver, Colorado. When you're talking about homelessness, there's 3 main points to consider. First, what causes homelessness? Second, what it's like to be homeless. In this case, what it's like to be homeless in Denver. And third, how to help the homeless problem, how to reduce the number of homeless individuals. According to Westward, there's 5 leading causes for homelessness. 43.9% due to a lost job, 31.9% due to too high housing costs, 28.2% due to relationship or family breakups, 21.3% due to mental illness, and 18.9% due to substance abuse. Homeless is a huge issue to have in many states across the nation, but Denver in particular has a high youth population in the homeless group. Tom Manning, a man who works with Covenant House, spoke with CNN about some of the homeless youth that he's worked with. He said that most of these kids have been abused and been taken advantage of by every adult they've met. Not only are they facing these 5 horrible reasons for being homeless, but they also had to struggle with dysfunctional parental figures and other adult figures in their lives. When living as a homeless individual in Denver, Colorado, there's some pretty big issues to consider. Not only food, shelter, and clothing, but also the extreme weather conditions that Colorado presents. In the summer, it can be scorching hot, and in the winter, it's freezing, even below 0. When I wake up on a cold day, I like to put on a warm jacket, a pair of pants, some nice winter boots. I mean, who doesn't want to be warm when it's freezing? But according to Urban Peak, 921 youths between the ages of 13 and 24 are currently homeless, and they wake up without the option of choosing a warm outfit to wear for that day. They couldn't afford a jacket like this unless it was maybe donated or they got lucky enough to get it at a shelter. They'd get maybe a beat-up t-shirt, a jacket, a sweatshirt, a pair of sweats. Nothing significant, whatever they could get donated because they're homeless. They're not able to get these items for themselves. One homeless individual in particular is named Tripp. He's 20 years old and was interviewed by CNN. He said that, "I hate to think that's the way I'm going, that I'm going to end up being 40 years old and on the streets." And for many homeless youth, 921 in particular, this is a big concern every day because they don't know how long they're going to be homeless or if they're even going to make it to a day where they could get off the streets. According to Urban Peak, Denver is the main sex trafficking route in the United States, and 30% of youths will be targeted within the first 48 hours of leaving home for sexual exploitation. So not only are these youths facing the typical struggles of homelessness, like shelter, clothing, and food, but they're also struggling against predators found across Denver, Colorado. There's also a legislation out that's considered a homeless ban. According to Westward, it prevents homeless individuals, who targets in particular, but basically it prevents anyone from sleeping on sidewalks, camping on sidewalks, or other public areas. Westward asked 512 homeless individuals about this legislation and how they reacted to it. 66% said that they went to a new, unsafe place in comparison to their previous home. 83% said that they were asked at some point to move by the police. 40% said that they tried shelters, and 63% said that the shelters were harder to get into. Overall, this experience is a significant struggle, especially for youths like Tripp, who are in their young ages and haven't had the experience of an adult to even try to figure out a way to get off the streets. When it comes to homelessness, what really matters is making a difference, doing what you can to stand up against it. There are shelters like Covenant House, Urban Peak, and Stand Up for Kids that specifically work with homeless youth and use programs to get them education, shelter, food, and other things that can help them improve their lives. You can volunteer your time, money, and supplies to them. As an individual, it can be hard to change the world. But with homelessness, that small step can change the world for one person. It's time to stop tolerating homelessness, especially in our city and especially for our youth. Thank you.